Hi first grade artists! Today we will be starting our line and shape snowflakes. To begin, on a white square piece of paper on the back I want to write my what? My name, you got it. Then on the front side, I can look at this handout that I have for you to do the first three basic steps. So the first step, as you can see, is to make a vertical line, which again means up and down. Next, I'm going to do a diagonal line, going from top left to bottom right. And then finish off the first steps by going diagonal from bottom left to top right. So basically it's like a vertical line, like an I, and then an X with two diagonal lines. So I'm going to start with that anywhere on my paper. I'm going to start nice and big. So I've got vertical line and an X. And if you want, you can do a couple of those before you start adding your details. So vertical line, X, vertical line, X. Okay, now to make each snowflake look different and unique, I can add lines and shapes. So if you look at this example, it's really simple. I just added the letter V 3 times to each line. Or you can add shapes like diamonds or half circles, or come up with your own shapes even. So I'm going to try this basic one first. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 letter V's. And then I'm just going to repeat that and make it symmetrical, the same on each, all the way around. And then as I go on designing, remember each snowflake has a different design in nature, kind of like how we are all different and unique, and that is beautiful. So I want to add a different design to each snowflake using lines and shapes. And your goal is to have at least 6 detailed snowflakes. So if you look at this one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I even added 1, 2, 3 half snowflakes that have lots of detail. And then if you want to fill in some basic ones, you could do that too. So why don't we skip ahead and see mine once I have at least 6 detailed snowflakes in pencil. Okay, now that I have at least 6 detailed snowflakes that I've added details with lines and shapes and filled it with some simple ones to complete the space, I'm now going to take my thick black Sharpie and I'm going to trace all of my lines before I do my marker step, because I don't want these black lines to move. So I'm going to start slowly tracing every detail on each snowflake, and anything that is supposed to be colored in, like I wanted that circle colored, I can do that. But otherwise, I am just tracing my lines and taking my time before I add color. So let's skip ahead to the next step. Once I have everything outlined in thick black to make it look nice and bold, I'm now going to choose one color group to do with marker. I can either choose cool colors, which on here is what I did. So I did greens, blues, purples, and I could even throw turquoise or that raspberry colored marker in there. For this one, perhaps I'll try warm colors, because that's your other choice. So the markers you can use for warm colors would be red, orange, yellow, we could include pink, and then raspberry is one that could go into either color group because it's sort of a mix between red and purple. So I can use that for my warm colors as well as if I do cool colors. So with my color group that I've chosen, I am going to take my first color and I am just going to trace sections of my snowflakes. Now if I have some smaller ones like this that are not detailed, if you want you can just make those one color. And notice I'm tracing with the side of the marker to get a thick line. That way when we add some water in a little bit, it's going to add more color. Now on my more detailed snowflakes, I might just want to pick one part to do with this color and then add some other colors within that snowflake that I can blend with water after. So how about on this one, and I'm going to click. I now take a couple other colors to trace other sections, and we'll see how those mix in a little bit. And I always want to hear a click when I close each marker. So now I'm tracing with orange, and I think I'll finish this one with a little bit of that raspberry color on my letter V's. And I'm going to repeat this process with any of those colors in my color group for each snowflake. So let's skip ahead to the last step. Okay, now for the final step of our project, we're going to do something really fun. We're going to take just water and a paintbrush, and we're going to blend these colors on our paper. Now what's neat is warm colors and cool colors are actually something really fancy called analogous colors. What? Well, that's just a fancy word that means if I look at the color wheel that has all of the colors in rainbow order, analogous colors are colors that are next door neighbors. So if I look at the warm colors, red, orange, and yellow, those three are all next door neighbors. Same with the cool colors, green, blue, purple, all next door neighbors. And colors that are analogous or next door neighbors on the color wheel mix really well together and make nice colors when you combine them. So here's my cool colors, and let's take a look at how my warm colors mix. Now I have a lot of edges I'm going to be going off when I do this, so I definitely want to take my placemat and put it under the edge that I'm going to be painting so that I don't have to clean up the table afterwards. All right, so I'm going to get a little bit of water, wipe off the extra, and I can simply start spreading each color by going in sort of a circular motion, see, over the marker. And then get a little bit more water and go over another snowflake. And you see the colors start to spread. Now what's really neat is when I do a snowflake that has multiple colors, and then I can see how they start to blend and make new colors. And it's okay for them to mix on here. That's part of the fun. So don't worry if one of your snowflakes starts to mix into the one next to it. That's supposed to happen. Well, let's see what happens when I mix over to here. Ooh. And I'm just going to keep repeating this process until I have blended all of my snowflakes. So why don't we take a look at mine when it's done? Wow, I am really excited about all of these different warm colors that I created by mixing different warm colors that are analogous together. Why don't we get started on yours?